welcome in to Blue Jays today. I was about to say, like, we're for the third, for the fourth. I actually can't remember what time. But for, a lot of times, we have been on this Blue Jays Today show, and we've been able to react to a sweep, which, once again, we get the I guess, privilege of doing. This Toronto Blue Jays team exited the second half, and both Adam and I, we were a little bit nervous after that All-Star break because this Toronto team in the past has shown that sometimes after a day off, after, I don't know, like an off day, something like that, they don't usually come out swinging. That wasn't the case here. 14 runs. This is a stat I didn't even realize. 14 runs against Robbie Ray, Logan Webb in 2 games. Those guys are elite. This offense came to play, and they left... Where am I? They left the Rogers Center with a sweep. They swept them out of there. I just feel great, dude. It just feels so fucking awesome.
Yeah, like we were talking about it, and it was like, okay, they've got 2 aces on the bump. And I've been having this conversation for the last couple months is like, can we beat the aces? Can we show up against the aces? Because I keep looking at a potential playoff series, and I'm like, okay, well, we're going to get a Tariq Skubal, a Hunter Brown, a Max Fried in game 1. Well, who do we have going in game 1? Jose Barrios, maybe we had someone at the deadline, but whoever it is, it ain't going to be as good as those guys. So the Blue Jays offense are going to need to do it. Those are 2 examples of that level type of pitching that we could be facing. We beat them, and we beat them pretty good. I mean, look at Logan Webb. We got 11 hits off of him in that game.
Yeah.
11 hits. Robbie Ray, we've beat him up before, so we beat him up again. And now this week, we're going to get to it later in this podcast, we've got a huge series up against the Detroit Tigers. And Tariq Skubal is going to be on Friday. That's another one of those tests. That's the next level test. I mean, fuck. That's one of the examples I just said that you're going to have to beat in the playoffs in game 1, maybe even game 5. So can you do that?
Yeah, this week it's 2 locked in. Well, I don't want to say locked in because one of them might fall out of it. But 2 playoff teams in the American League playoff teams, in the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. I can almost 100% assure you that if the Toronto Blue Jays were to go all the way this year, if they were to make it to the World Series, they would have to beat at least one of those teams in, some type of series. Like, there's no way around it. You're going to run into New York. You're going to run into Detroit in the playoffs. So this week is a huge week for Toronto leading up to the trade deadline.
Yeah, and I even forgot that, we are going to face Max Fried as well.
Exactly.
Max Fried's on Wednesday. So literally those two of the 3 examples we're facing this week. Can they do it? Well, the boys have been doing pretty good. So I honestly, I'm leaning more towards... They've got a better chance than most teams, in my opinion, to defeat those guys. They can really wear them down. They got great at-bats, man. Their at-bats are just next level. Obviously, we know Kirk's been great. Lucas at top line's been phenomenal. Bobachek can fight out anybody. Barger on 2 strikes ain't an automatic strikeout anymore. I picked it for strikeouts. We ended up tying. But, like, that 0-2 homer that he got was phenomenal because it was a sweeper down in the zone that usually gets him to swing and miss. He's not swinging and missing. He's knowing that the pitcher's plan of attack on 2 strikes is down low sweeper, down low breaking ball or off speed, and he fucking hammers it for a homer.
Yeah.
Like, great at-bats, man.
Yeah, no, the at-bats have honestly been the big difference here. If you could pull up the batting averages for all teams across baseball, I would appreciate that because this, to me, I almost want to say that this is like the funniest thing about this Toronto Blue Jays season. When Guillermo Martinez and Don Mattingly was, the offensive coordinator and everything like that, what do they keep saying? They were prioritizing contact. They wanted us to hit the ball the other way. They wanted us to play this small ball approach, everything like that. And I just think that it is so funny that now all of a sudden, those guys aren't in necessarily position to be telling the hitters what to be doing, what to be swinging at. And all of a sudden, you could make a very strong argument that the Toronto Blue Jays are the best small ball, best bat-to-ball skills, best all of that shit type of team. Number 1 in batting average. They're 2nd when it comes to on-base percentage. And what ties beautifully together with all of this is that they don't strike out. Almost all of the balls that they're hitting, they're sending them into play. And that is huge right there if you are going to be playing that kind of smaller ball type of approach, which is working for them this year, man.
Yeah, I agree. And look, they're, sure, are they not Are they a good slugging team? I mean, I wouldn't say they're terrible. They're 12th in all of baseball, right? So, like, when you're putting the balls in play, sometimes they are going to find the gaps. Sometimes they're going to go over the wall. I mean, we've won games this year, like looking at that Logan Webb game, where we strung 11 hits off the dude. That's crazy. Then we go up against Robbie Ray and in the bullpen of the San Francisco Giants. We get 3 home runs. That's crazy. Like, we just have the ability to do that. I'm really impressed with what they've done. Is it, the fact that you've got David Popkins in there? Maybe, maybe not. Like, I mean, obviously you can look at this team and you're like, this is the exact same group of guys we had last year, but now they're doing it at a much better level, and they're doing it at a career high level. You got to give them a lot of credit. They look like they're confident. They look like they're gritty, and it looks like they're playing for each other. And that's amazing to see, man. And that's why his team feels different this season.
Yeah, I just I don't know, man. It's such an insane turnaround to see that this offense and you were telling me, it's like, you're there, you were away with your family this weekend, and you were talking to some people that like kind of knew that you do Blue Jay stuff and everything like that. Some casual fans, and they were saying it's like it's how is this happening? Because this is roughly the exact same roster that they had last year, especially from the offensive side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, basically the really big difference is that Addison Barger is getting a lot of playing time now, but other than that, pretty much everything is the same.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they went from the 19th batting average, team batting average last year, to now number 1 in all of baseball. That type of turnaround is fucking insane.
It's crazy, man. Also, shout out here to Jordan Keats with the $1 dono. I think I know what he's doing. He's here trying to get the number 1 on the board for the fan chat or the XP chat. So shout out to you, Jordan Keats. Let's stay on that topic of Blue Jays being good, and let's talk about the series and talk about a couple of highlights that we like to point out here. Now, I saw someone in the chat saying, what a waste of $500 million. And there's no denying it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been struggling. And when you really look at the dude's swing, and I know Joe Siddall has been talking about the same thing, he's really attacking the ball, trying to get hits. He's really coming down on a steep angle, creating a lot more ground balls. What we saw yesterday was an example of him actively making an adjustment and it coming through. He had a single, he had a home run yesterday, and the adjustment is keeping that barrel tilted back and staying in the plane in the zone for a long time, and you saw the results right there. I still believe Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to find a way this season to, am I going to expect he's going to do what he did last year? Probably not. He's too late at this point. But can he salvage the season? And what really matters for me, honestly, Nick, is the boys picking him up at this time of season, at this part of the year. I want Vlad to get hot near September and be a real threat coming into the playoffs. That's what I'm looking for right now. And can he do that? I think he can. Like, he has the ability to make that adjustment midseason. And I think yesterday, even though one game, little bit of an example of what is yet to come.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, he destroyed that baseball. Now, I will be. I know that you're definitely a Vladdy stan, as am I, as all of us. But you always have his back. I will admit that it does need to be a bit better than what it has been recently. I posted this out a couple days ago in July, but it was like his numbers in July. And it was a 12-game sample, so we didn't include that sample size at the time.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, the guy was batting like low 200s, like 600 OPS, grounded into 5 double plays. That is something that I've noticed recently, is the double play ball has been coming back to the, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And we have somebody in the chat that comes in regularly. I think his name is Ground Out Guerrero, and it has felt like there's been a lot of ground outs from Vladdy recently. Yesterday's homer was big. I mean, he's just got to find that launch angle, dude. Like, that's honestly what it boils down to.
And you gotta work backwards, right? When you're thinking about breaking down a swing, like, he right now, and I can easily point it out, this dude was looking for hits. We've seen Vladdy do this time and time again. He's looking for hits, and he's got a steep bat, like his ball to bat, like it's very steep and it's coming down. And what's going to happen most of the time? You're going to hit the ball on the ground because you're trying to rush your swing. He needs to stay back and load up earlier and get that bat plane level with the ball. And then from that point, you can have a much better angle of attack going up and getting a better launch angle. And we literally saw that yesterday. He was working with the hitting coaches and the hitting assistant coaches, and he was working on that bat angle. So just keep an eye out, guys. Again, it's half a season right now. I'm still holding out hope, man.
Of course, I'm still holding out hope. I mean, I do still think that, again, he's been good. Like, it's not like he's been bad. I'm trying to find right now the attack angle, because there was a shout out to Aaron Ben Rose on Instagram and on TikTok and everything like that. He made a whole short talking about how good Vladdy's been and the one issue that he's had, and it is that attack angle where he has actually got the lowest, or I guess the worst attack angle in all of baseball. So even though you look at his Baseball Savant page and it's like, oh, like fucking bright red. We
I know.
are hitting the ball hard. We have a high expected batting average. All the expected numbers look good. You're never going to get the results if it is going to be a,
ground ball.
Exactly,
It's
a ground ball.
ball.
I mean, people can field those things, right? So, no, he's got to be able to put that thing in the air. I still got faith in him, like you're saying. I am a little bit more critical than you are on him at this point because he is getting paid $500 million, and that is something to remember. But when you got guys like Barger and Unk picking him up right now, it's hard to get on this team negatively speaking.
And you get paid $500 million starting next year, ladies and gentlemen. Still 31 this year. I like to throw that little wrinkle out in case anyone
Only
forgets.
31.
Only 31
no
million.
big deal.
Only
though,
31.
Yeah.
But hey, listen. Literally last year, this was the same problem he had was that launch angle and that attack angle, like you're saying. And he made the adjustment midseason. So for me, it's like, okay, history can obviously repeat itself. He can make that adjustment again. If he's done it one season, he can do it another. But
actually, I did. You know what? I know we're going to transition, but I did just find it right here. So Vladimir Guerrero Jr., his attack angle, so that's the vertical angle at which speed spot is traveling at the point. It means that you're hitting the ball well. He's in the 2-degree attack angle, which is the lowest in all of baseball. Just keep in mind, Eugenio Suarez, for instance, the guy who's got 35 home runs, he's tied for number 1 in all of baseball.
Exactly.
So, and a lot of the home run hit, I'm actually looking at a lot of the home run hitters. Cal Raleigh, he's up there as well. Putting the ball in the air, getting that solid angle is important.
Is Addison Barger in a good launch angle or attack angle?
That's a good question, actually. Let me take a look at that. While you transition, I'll see if where Addison Barger's at.
You find that because that's literally the next dude I'm about to bring up. I asked you guys on Twitter, who do you have for Jay of the Week? And spoiler, we know who it is. Well, let's find out who's Jay of the Week, if it ever wants to transition to Jay of the Week. Jay of the Week. Yep, that's right, everybody. It is Addy Batty, Jay of the Week, guys. This guy was phenomenal. 6 for 2 with a home run, with a double, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And granted, this is just a 3-game series, so he scored in every single game, hit that homer, had an OPS of 1.333. Other kind of notable guys were George Springer. He also went 6 for 12, with a home run. But not as many runs scored, not as many RBIs. And then shout out to Chris Bass, who had 6 1/3 scoreless. I threw that guy up there, but everyone voted for Barger, and that I believe is Barger's second Jay of the Week of the season. I mean, it feels like a broken record, but we wouldn't be here if it weren't for Addison Barger.
No, give him the $500 million right now, man. I tweeted out yesterday. I was shocked at how many people liked it, but I was like, $700 million contract right now, Addison Barger. And there was like 700 of you that liked that.
That's
tweet.
crazy.
That's like, holy shit, man. Addison Barger has actually changed things. And I was too early to the punch. I agree. But a month ago, 2 months ago, I was saying like, hey, man, Toronto Blue Jays kind of found their next Josh Donaldson in this guy. And we've kind of left that narrative behind because everyone was like, oh, like, pump the brakes, like, and I get that. It was maybe a little unfair to say that at the time.
Right.
But damn, is he looking like the bringer of rain these days, dude.
Yeah, and I've used this analysis before, but I mean, literally yesterday's home run was the perfect example of why he's going to have an amazing big league career. The fact that you can, like, adjust midseason and start hitting sweepers out of the ballpark on 2 strikes and not give any swing and not break down your swing at all, like, that's phenomenal. The fact that you are that confident in your plate approach that you are going to sell out for a sweeper down in the zone, and when you get it, you hammer it over the wall, that's a big leaguer. Like for me, Addison Barger, we're talking about great 2-strike hitters, he's starting to look like a dangerous 2-strike hitter, and I would love to see what the stats are eventually. Maybe I'll break it down for a little short and later this week, but yeah, it's phenomenal. Go Barger, everybody. $4 dono from Nathaniel Reisenberg. Shout out to you, my man.
Yeah, W's in the chat there. I also see people talking about like how Barger's kind of a switch hitter, and did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear
so
about that.
he hit, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it was like he hit like a 115 mile per hour like ball off his bat or something like that from the other side of the plate. And he was either doing that in high school or in college, but then like he eventually transitioned. Or apparently now it's like he could do that at some point, or at least that was the rumor on the street. Somebody let me know in the chat because I kind of glazed over that one, but it's just like another one of those examples where this dude is just a ball player,
right?
And maybe later in his career, if he used to hit right and hit 150 mile per hour right off the bat. So just goes to show that if he wants to, he could become a switch hitter, and that would be fucking awesome.
All right, well, let's transition a little bit. Those are your Toronto Blue Jays, 58 wins. Also, fun fact, Ohtani, did you make a mistake, buddy? Because the Blue Jays also have 58-41 record, just like your LA Dodgers. If you were here, maybe things would be different.
Yeah, I guarantee things would be different next year. We might have the best record in all baseball right now if Shohei Ohtani was here. But granted, then, would Unk be playing as much? Because then he's the DH. Tough. I don't know. The trickle-down effect would be interesting right there. Let's transition, folks, and talk a little bit about potential trade or injury, excuse me. We'll do the trades after that. We got Jeff Passan released a big article talking about his predictions for the trade deadline, which we will get to. But first, let's talk about those injuries, because Alec Manoa, Dalton Vo, Andres Jimenez, what's going on? Where are they? Are we going to see them soon? Yes, no, maybe. That's the answer to a lot of these guys.
Yes,
Burr, for instance, Ryan Burr, absolutely not. He might just be done in MLB entirely, actually. He's going to undergo season-ending surgery, so he's out for sure. I don't know when he's going to come back, if at all. Definitely not this year.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like Ryan Burr had like a very little to low ceiling for me this season. Like maybe he comes out and pitches like some middle relief kind of roles, where he's like, it's a tight game. We're in the 5th, like maybe 6th. We need to get it out here. Ryan Burr, you're coming in and helping us out. And that's what it looked like at first. But he's done. He will undergo season-ending surgery. He's cooked. That puts even more pressure on the Blue Jays front office to go get some depth, because as well, you've got Jimmy Garcia out here with a left ankle sprain. That happened on July 5th. He hit the IL, but he's expected to meet doctors after experiencing ulnar nerve symptoms while ramping up his progression. His ankle's feeling better, but that's obviously not good. So this could be in, some of the guys like Ben Nicholson-Smith and Arden Zwelling on the broadcast kind of cautioned that this will be kind of a more longer injury than expected. And Jimmy Garcia was like, oh, this is our number 2 in the bullpen coming into the season, right? And we're not going to we might not have our number 2 for quite a while. The expected return is TBD. That puts even more pressure on the Blue Jays, again, to go get not only just depth in the bullpen, but go get a legit dude in the back end.
100%, because when it is time to lock it down, especially in a playoff game against a really good lineup, there is a small handful of individuals in that bullpen that I trust. Brendan Little is one of them. Jeff Hoffman, kind of, and then honestly the trust starts to fall off. So
Braden Fisher, let's go Fish Boy.
Yeah, but again, against a really good lineup in the playoffs, it gets dodgy. So they do need to go out and pick up somebody really, really elite, which we will get to when we talk about that Jeff Passan article. I want to talk some more though about those injuries, because Anthony Santandere, we expected so much from him. We popped a bottle of champagne when they signed him.
Oh boy.
That almost kind of seems like ironically funny that we did that at this point, and it wasn't supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be a real celebration.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking that this is a good contract long term, but it is a horrendous waste of money this season at the very least. Anthony Santandere still has not started swinging a bat yet. They say it's potentially early August. Frankly, I think that is very optimistic by whomsoever wrote this article, because, again, the dude has not swung a bat yet. And then you also got to wonder, well, where are you going to put him in the lineup? Because there are so many people that are doing well right now. You bring Santander back, what happens to Lucas? What happens to the playing time for some of these guys, right? So it's a tough spot to be right now if you're the Blue Jays management with this guy, because you're paying him so much money and you want to see the results. But like you keep saying, it's possible we don't see him at all this year.
Yeah, I've honestly, if there was a betting line for it of over-under games for Anthony Santandere for the rest of 2025, I'm going to say under. If it's 0.5. I'm going under on the games played, because, you don't know when he's going to come back. Also, he's going to meet doctors. He met with doctors 2 days ago to map out the next steps. We haven't heard anything about that. We're going to hear about that. Now, people always say, how awesome would it be to have Anthony Santandere in the lineup? Like, how great would this lineup be? I guess we are getting honestly saved by George Springer and Addison Barger. Like, that power that Anthony Santandere was supposed to provide is actually being made up by those two guys. And if you add another bat to this lineup, it's like, if you bring him back Andy Santandere, it's like, where does he actually go?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, and it's the same argument for like why we're kind of not on the let's trade for a positional player to play every day type of role now, is because you don't want to disrupt the flow here. And I love what Whit Merrifield said on our podcast, where it's like, where do you put a position player with power? Like, yeah, it'd be great if you got Eugenio Suarez, you're gonna find a way to get that guy in the lineup. But if it's another dude that's like kind of the same category as these guys in terms of offense, like, do you really want to mess with that flow? I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, I don't really want to screw with the camaraderie in the clubhouse if we're talking about a difference of 20 OPS points here.
Yeah, exactly.
If it is Eugenio Suarez with his 35 home runs,
yeah, then yes.
Okay, I'm fine with screwing with the clubhouse a little bit, but if we're talking about somebody like a Taylor Ward coming in here and then taking the spot of like a Nathan Lucas, who's actually been doing really good, because that's probably the spot that he would take.
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it, really? Like, is it worth it? Because then you got other guys like Ernie Clement or like, David Schneider or other individuals being like, hey, Nathan Lucas has been great for us all season long. Why is he sitting on the bench right now? What the hell are we doing? So I agree with you that if they are going to make a trade for a position player, I think it's got to be somebody of the caliber of a Eugenio Suarez, or you're a pinch runner, you're a defensive replacement type of thing.
Yeah.
And you're going to ride the bench 90% of the time.
Yeah, exactly, right? Now, there is one guy that I don't think is going to disrupt the lineup a lot, because I do think he is a bit of an upgrade out there, and that is Dalton Varsho. He hit a 3-run bomb in his rehab stint in Dunedin yesterday. That was super cool. And Varsho this year it's so funny. Like, when he is healthy, the dude looks like he's unstoppable with the home runs. He just can't stop hitting home runs. But then, obviously, he's been very unhealthy. So, Dalton Varsho's bat in the lineup, for me, is going to be a welcome surprise. Remember in May, he actually caught up with the rest of his team and actually led the team in home runs?
He had 8 or 9 at one point.
Yeah.
And there was a 3-week stretch there where Dalton Varsho was arguably one of the most dangerous hitters in all of baseball, especially just with that long ball, because all of those 8 or 9 home runs, I forget what he's at right now, but they were gotten in the span of about
like 3 weeks.
Yeah, literally like 21 days. It's like all of them happened, and he was just hitting bombs left, right, and center. So hopefully there is going to be some good news with Varsho coming back soon. I mean, he is obviously swinging the bat and swinging it well. I'm interested to see where they put him and how they fit him into this lineup with everybody being so hot.
Let's play a little bit of a, armchair manager. Also, the update is someone's kind of... So people are thinking that it could be this weekend, roughly. Maybe the Detroit series he comes back, so that would be good. But yeah, where do you put Dalton Varsho in this lineup? Because obviously you got Unkin DH, so that's your guy right there. Addison Barger is going to have to play right field, right? Or no, you can play Addison Barger at third base a little bit. Move Ernie to second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I think that's the answer.
That's the answer.
It's always been this problem. It's when Jimenez is healthy. And then also Varsho. And I feel bad like putting this on Jimenez. It's not Jimenez's fault, but it's like once Jimenez is healthy, and if they decide to be playing him on a daily basis, then that means that one of those infield spots is gone, which means that you're looking at either one of... It's effectively, now it becomes a choice between Ernie Clement and Addison Barger. Who do you want to have in the lineup at that point?
Yeah, or I was just thinking, like, because Ernie's kind of tailing off right now. He's getting a little bit cold. You have a kind of split right now between Ernie and Jimenez when he does come back at like that second base bag, you know, because you cannot take Addison Barger.
No, he's
a lock.
100%. If they took Addison Barger out of the lineup, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. So.
Yeah, so like there could be some rotations depending on a righty or lefty amount, because you got Lucas would obviously go play the left field, you know, and when it's a lefty up, maybe you move or Addison back to right, and then you have Varsho in, you know, center field, and then, you know, fill somebody out there. I think there's a way. You know what I mean? Like there's not a big, like, unless they were all hot right now, like if Ernie was popping the hell off and Lucas popping the hell off, like, you know, I think there's going to be a way for them to squeeze back in.
Yeah, and you know what? Worst case scenario is you have somebody like an Ernie Clement coming off the bench in a pinch hitting opportunity
against
like later in the game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's actually pretty decent. Now I feel good about this opportunity instead of having somebody that's got really bad splits against whomsoever is on the bump. So, yeah, I don't really hate that at all. And that it's honestly, then when you get Santandere back,
that's the problem.
What happens at that point?
Because he wants to play like in the outfield. So if he wants to play every day in the outfield, well, now you have Varsho, now you have Anthony Santandere, and then Barger, and then Lucas is gone, and Lucas cannot be gone.
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy I'm saying this on July 21st.
We got to clip this, man.
Like, I'd rather have Nathan Lucas in the lineup than Anthony Santandere this season.
That's a wild thing to say. I can't put that in the universe, even though I feel that way right now. I just don't want to. That's going to be clipped later, and you're going to be named for it, but fair enough.
But you know, right now, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. Like, Santandere strikes out. Lucas doesn't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to Daniela Castro with the $2 dono saying, you guys think Santandere is done for the season? I'm putting money on it.
I honestly would as well, man. Yeah. It's just it feels like it's too late to the game, and he's not playing baseball right now. He's not playing baseball. We need guys to play some baseball now. Final injury update. Let's talk about Mr. Alec Manoa. He was on the bump very, very recently with those Dunedin Toronto Blue Jays.
Dunedin Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, Dunedin
Blue Jays.
Dunedin Toronto Blue Jays. That got a ring to it, right? Alec Manoa's first rehab start game in Dunedin, 28 pitches, 16 strikes. He did give up a run, 3 hits in that time, 2 strikeouts though. But the velocity looked good. Yep. Command looked pretty good. That's honestly all that matters.
Yeah, it's all that matters, man. And right now they're kind of projecting him to come back. I think mid to late April is the update. That's super exciting. Obviously, I think depending on what happens in the next coming weeks in his rehab starts, what happens at this upcoming trade deadline will definitely impact that. And obviously the health of this rotation will all have an impact. So yeah, potentially mid to late August, Alec Manoa, the big Puma, could be back. So I'm personally, I know that you're kind of like zero expectations. I'm in the same way, but I am genuinely excited just for the storyline of like Alec Manoa.
Oh, don't take my zero expectations for meaning that I'm not excited. Like, watching him on the bump is going to be
very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be like a fucking flash from the past, dude. It feels like 1,000 years since I've seen this guy play baseball. And should he be able to string like 2 or 3 good starts together, I will immediately be jumping right back on the Alec Manoa train.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm gonna put my flag on the hill, I guess. I don't know what the saying is, but Alec Manoa, maybe not this season, but I think next year he's gonna bounce back and he's gonna be serviceable.
Well, it's easy to bounce back when you haven't played in a year or two.
But, but a bounce back is in a serviceable. You know, he's going to have a positive WAR. Right. He's not going to hurt the team.
He will help the team. He will help the team capacity.
And I'm going to be for it. I'm not expecting Cy Young. Give me a 375.
I would happily take that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my flag right here. Boom, he's gonna pitch a 375.
Let's give a quick shout out to one of the sponsors of this video, everybody. Budweiser. Baseball is just better with your buds. At your local LCBO right now, they got limited edition Toronto Blue Jays Budweiser cans. Those are now available. I promise you go check that out. It feels like you're supporting the team when you got the logo there, and it's like they're drinking and they're winning and they're sweeping, and you got it's a vibe. It's a whole vibe.
Yeah, I like to get the what is it, $5.50 cans? Is it $6 now cans at the Rogers Center? I don't know, but I like to get those Budweiser cans. Those are my go-to. A little double fist action.
But anyways, moments with your buds, they're priceless. Savor the summer weather while cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays. Obviously, you must be legal drinking age. What is that? 19?
19.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
I know, yeah. I was getting confused because I was like, there's a betting age and there's drinking age, and 19 years old, you got to be able to legally drink in
in Ontario. Shout out to Budweiser, everybody. Let's transition and let's talk about those trades. My goodness, we are 10 days away from the Blue Jays today, all day live stream, trade deadline, watch. It's gonna be awesome, guys. We're gonna be live at 9 a.m. watching the whole thing. We're gonna have some special guests coming on talking about it. Should be a great time. And then leading up to there, any sort of breaking news or growing rumors about a Jays potentially about to make a move, we're gonna be live right here, impromptu, on Blue Jays today. So hit that like button, smash that subscribe button to the 360 people in here. But let's talk about who could be on the move. Jeff Passan came out with an updated version of his top 50 article of the potential trade candidates. And yeah, it needed to be updated because a lot of teams either got better or a lot of teams got worse. Some people came in, some people came out. What do you like about this article here, Nick, where the Toronto Blue Jays stand?
Before I get into that, I see James saying you guys going to be streaming tonight. Guys, let us know in the chat. Yeah. Should we stream tonight? Should we stream the game tonight? It is a fun time. We stream every Tuesday, but you guys let us know in the chat if we should stream tonight's game as well. And based on your reactions, we will decide. Top 50 trade candidates. He came out with this about a month ago. And then had to update it and everything like that. It makes sense. And he's ranked it based on the impact. And I do agree with him on the #1 individual on this list. It is Eugenio Suarez, folks. Now, he's got like an 80 or 90% chance to get traded. Sadly, I do not see the Toronto Blue Jays name listed there under the best fits. And I do hate who the number one team is associated with him. It's the New York Yankees. I do think it makes just so much sense for them to go out and get that guy. But we are linked to effectively every starting pitcher that you can imagine. And the number one individual here that I think would be great for us is Seth Lugo, and so does Mr. Jeff Passan.
Yeah, like effectively on Jeff Passan's list here, we're linked to literally every single starting pitcher. We talked about this before. Sandy Alcantara, I'm not a huge fan of, this season, because we need a guy who can win right now, and then it'd be more of a next season project. What can we get from him? But if you want a guy that's literally going to give you an opportunity to start in game one and go up against those big boys, it's Seth Lugo. I like him a lot. He's got similar type of, with Nate Fluken type contact swing, waiting in free agency, blah, blah, blah. So, Seth Lugo, really, really good. Another guy on that Kansas City Royals is Chris Bubic. That would be obviously a big more spend because I believe he's got a bit of control.
He's got an additional year of control after this season, and that's why Jeff Passan has him at a 15% chance to get traded. It's a lot lower than Seth Lugo, who is on his final deal. Now, he did notably list Toronto as the number one team when it comes to those two pitchers over there on Arizona. As you can see, when we're talking about Seth Lugo and those other guys, he has this kind of later down on the best fits list, but he notably put us there at the first team with Zach Gallen and Mel Kelly. I think it's got a lot to do with the fact that Toronto clearly has a pretty good trade relationship with those Diamondbacks. See Dalton Vo show. We've done deals with them in the past. We actually had Bob Nightingale on here roughly a week or so ago, and he was talking about Zach Gallen. One, how he pitches great against New York, and two, how he was saying he's got that East Coast dog mentality where he thrives for the big moments. He loves moments like that. Sure, give me somebody who loves the big moments. Mel Kelly as well, seasoned veteran, great this season. That to me feels like a very realistic, very gettable, very you don't need to break the prospect bank to acquire him type of individual.
Yeah, and what you're talking about running a World Series, well, in 2023 when the Diamondbacks made the run, he struck out 28 and 24 innings with a 2.25 ERA. So that's a guy that we know, in the brightest moments, this dude can do it. Honestly, Mel Kelly for me is one of those guys that, he's more up on my totem pole of must get. And
I'm surprised that Passan has him as low as 13, honestly.
I know.
Because on the season, we're talking about somebody with a very low 3 ERA who's pitched against some good teams, who's done it. Keep in mind as well, right? What division are they in?
They're in a very tough.
Exactly. And he is doing really, really well. And that NL, too. I mean, the NL is, I would argue, more dangerous this year than the AL, for sure. The competition, anyway. So, Mel Kelly's been getting it done. That, for me, is maybe at this current juncture of time, Mel Kelly, the number one most realistic and also, most impactful, I think, trade that the Toronto Blue Jays could make. I think there's definitely a better than 0% chance that they go out and they get somebody like a Mel Kelly.
Yeah,
sure.
I think they're going to be heavy in on it. Also, shout out to Absolute Dan with a $5 donut saying, hey guys, if you are going live tonight, I won't be in the stream. I'll be at the game watching. Well, shout out. Is Jeff Hoffman bobblehead giveaway? Yeah, the Thanos giveaway. And yes, guys, we absolutely will be live tonight. It's a must go live kind of situation. We are watching literally a playoff game. Absolutely. We'll be there, 7 o'clock. We'll see y'all there.
Yeah, we were actually going to go live anyways, but it's good to know that all you guys want us to as well. So
yeah, when you said that, I was like, we agreed, Nick. Yeah. We're going live tonight. What are you talking about? I was like, wait, what?
We're doing it. Shout out to Jordan Keats here, $2 donation saying, Joey Loperfido, Lucas Astraw are players I'd shop as a Blue Jay. As a BJ. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jordan. Chill, bro. It's not that type of stream, man. Interesting. I mean, you can dangle anyone, I think. And, I've made that claim about Ernie Clement before. You want to dangle the guy, do it. You could dangle those guys as well. But it does feel like as we get increasingly closer to that trade deadline, I am leaning more towards kind of what Merrifield was saying was, don't break up the roster. This is a team. Something is working right now. I don't know what it is. Probably Ross Atkins doesn't know either. And Mark Spire, like something's working. The chemistry is right. So, you know, shaving off some key pieces might not be the move.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a guy that we haven't really talked about, but every time he steps up to the plate, I am thoroughly impressed with, and that is Joey Loperfido.
Shocking. Again, another crazy thing to say. You clip that right from now.
I'm shocked. Like, and you do see the comparisons between 2024 and 2025, and you see the batting stance different. You see that he is attacking and being aggressive when he is getting those inside fastballs, and he's pulling them down the right field for a base hit. Last year, swinging right through them. That was the number one thing. Now he's hitting them. It's like, what magic? You got Bruin down there in Buffalo. Everyone's coming back up. He's a completely new person, but I've been impressed, which is crazy because he is probably going to get moved to the minor leagues again once Varsho's back. Either him or honestly, it's probably him. It's him or Wagner. But Wagner's doing good too. Like,
that's the thing. It will need to be Joey Loperfido, which sucks. So maybe to your point there, I mean, maybe you could chop him around a little bit and go, hey, you want to give us your nice bullpen piece? Well, take this nice, interesting young prospect right here.
Yeah, and like I'm totally okay with that because again, like he's not going to help us in AAA.
No.
You know, he's helping us now because we got some injuries. You know, maybe you could make the argument, well, keep him down there in case we get injured, but we also need relief pitching. You know, we desperately need it. So if there's a trade out there, I'd absolutely be shopping around.
Yes, 100%, man. So honestly, could be a future Diamondback right there if they're on the phone when it comes to Mel Kelly. Now, I see a lot of you guys in the chat talking about bullpen arms, and I think that is a very fair point. Something that Jeff Passan kind of failed to do in this article was link Toronto to a lot of bullpen arms. I think, honestly, it's because everybody could go for bullpen arms, so he really was just looking at like the top 3 or 4 teams that really need them. I do think that Toronto does need them. Johan Duran, one of the biggest bullpen arms potentially on the market. I don't think we're going to get that guy.
No.
To be completely honest with you, I would love it. But I know that Emmanuel Clase is somebody that we've talked about before. You know, we've had a relationship with Cleveland, obviously, in the past. I mean, Ross and Mark, they got their connections over there. They know people over there.
Yeah.
And now, apparently, the Guardians are at least going to be listening to offers on Emmanuel Clase and Cade Smith, 2 of their best and most controllable bullpen arms over there.
Yeah, like these 2 guys this season have had quote-unquote down years, but you put them in our bullpen and they're still like back-end elite dudes, right? Like they're still some of the best. I mean, Emmanuel Clase, in my opinion, has been the best closer in baseball for the last 5 years. He's been amazing, which means that if he is available, there will be the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cubs, anybody and everybody is going to be in on Emmanuel Clase. So that means the Blue Jays will probably need to give up quite a bit to get him, especially because he does have control. And that's something you got to be willing to do if you are the Blue Jays. Like, do you give up? You're probably going to have to give up a top 100 prospect. You know what I mean?
Almost guaranteed.
Almost guaranteed.
For sure. I mean, Heyman says right there that he notes that the asking price is high enough that a trade of either of these pitcher remains unlikely, and that's just because we are talking about 2 guys who do have control and who are very, very good at what they do. And let's not forget Cleveland, even though they're not very good this year, last year they were, a couple games away from going to the World Series. So maybe in their mind they're thinking, hey, like maybe we can do it again next season. I think that Toronto is going to be on the phone, and I do think that Ross is going to make a call. I think that there are other options that are potentially a little bit cheaper that they're going to explore first. I see somebody in the chat already talking about David Bednar.
Loperfido for Bednar. I would smash that.
I would, yes.
I would. I'm not even thinking
I would
about
also
it.
smash that in a heartbeat too. But there are other available arms out there for the bullpen where I think that you don't need to pay quite as much for somebody like an Emmanuel Clase.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, that feels more like a Dodger or Yankee move where they just lose their minds and decide to get the best guy available. Toronto, though, I mean, give Pittsburgh a call and finally bring David Bednar to Toronto. We've talked about it long enough. It is time to make it happen.
Let's make it happen, y'all. But yeah, the Blue Jays should definitely be in on a relief pitcher. I believe a relief pitcher, or maybe 2, because I believe Ben Nicholson-Smith came out with an article that said the last 3 deadlines that we were buyers in, we bought at least 3 arms. So expect at least a few arms.
100%. Now, I mean, and everyone needs bullpen. We know that Ross prioritizes it as he should. So, yes, we are. I will guarantee. I'll put it down right now. Toronto Blue Jays will acquire at the very least 1 bullpen arm.
I'll even say 2. I'll throw in 2.
Probably.
Probably they'll get 2. Like,
probably at least 2.
know?
Yeah, and hopefully one of them is higher leverage. We can throw you out in the 7th, 8th, or maybe even 9th. If they do end up with somebody like a Johan Duran or Emmanuel Clase, that's champagne popping type of reaction.
Yo, guys, I know you guys brought it up before, but should we get some champagne for the table on trade deadline day? I think, we need to have, like, a category of, like, maybe, like, if we get a green or something like that or something elite.
Yes.
Then we got to pop the champagne.
100%. Yeah, we'll have a shade, because that's another thing, too. We have this whole trade graph here that you guys can see. We got to start filling it out with all the colors and stuff, but there's got to be a specific color, 5 or 6 individuals there that are
like
the champagne
color. The gold color, whatever the hell you want
exactly.
to be,
And that can be, we can pop champagne for that. So we will get to that shortly, folks. Let's get into this upcoming series. It's going to be a tough week. It hasn't really been easy. Actually, I guess the week leading up to All-Star break was pretty easy.
And we kind of sucked that week.
And we did kind of suck that week.
3-3.
This week, though, is especially difficult because it's going to be the New York Yankees. We're at home, and then you're going to have 4 games on the road against the Detroit Tigers, who a lot of people are saying are the best team in baseball. They got the best record in all of baseball at this point. So this week is going to be a very telling week. To really get a sense as to how good this team can be. I put a poll in here at the beginning, and I said, does this team have what it takes to earn a playoff bye? I think that if they can win more games than they lose this week, that answer is unequivocally yes. If they don't, then I think that there is, obviously cause for, skepticism and concern and everything like that. But
yeah, like I said off the top, like we're going to face 2 of the best arms. Actually, probably other than Garrett Crochet, those are the two of the top 3 Cy Young candidates in the AL. Like we're gonna face them this week. And if you can win one of those games, hell yeah, like you're elite. I mean, I might not predict they're gonna win, but that's what you got to do. You got to prove them wrong. And also too, you're having the Yankees come back to Toronto just 3 weeks after you swept them again. That's not too far off. You got to take that momentum, especially being 10-0 in your last 10 starts or 10 games at the Rogers Center. You got to keep that momentum and you got to do damage. Now the big test will be on the road against Detroit because obviously home field advantage. Detroit's there. You got to see if you can try to take 2. If you could take 2 here, win the series against the Yankees, take at least 2, go 4-3. Massive W for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Massive.
100%, man. It all starts tonight, though, for the game that we will be live for. Kevin Gausman on the bump up against Carlos Rodon. Now, Rodon's having a really nice bounce-back season. Gausman is up. He's down. He's anywhere in between. You really never know what you are going to get.
Yeah, you really don't, man. You could get an ace. You could get 4 2/3 and 5 earned runs, right? And the Yankees, they have been doing a little bit better offensively speaking in the last little bit. Trent Grisham's starting to pick it up. I mean, Aaron Judge is always a threat. Jazz Chisholm, Cody Bellinger. You got Anthony Volpe starting to really cook. He's 49th in the last 7 days. So you got to hope that Kevin Gausman can keep those guys down. But Anthony Rendon, Carlos Rodon, we just saw him in Toronto, and we did get him for 2 earned runs, 5 innings pitched. So I remember that game, we just had enough offense and we just had enough pitching to get that W, of course. Where are you kind of at in this one right now?
I think today's going to be a really tough game, man. I think that, there's so much confidence from the Toronto Blue Jays at this point and from the Toronto Blue Jays fan base, but we cannot forget for a second that this is still the New York Yankees that we're talking about. This is a really good team. Let's get some score predictions in the chat right now. Let's give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, and then I'll let you guys know where I'm at. Whoa! Time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content. Shout out to Betway, everybody. Here are the betting lines. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Very tight. Yankees slightly favorited. That comes with the pitcher having a one less earned run on average than our pitcher and Kevin Gausman. But Toronto Blue Jays not that far behind them. They're at home. They're playing well. They just swept a really good team at home. Yeah. Where are you for this one?
They faced 2 better pitchers than Carlos Rodon recently.
And they destroyed them.
They destroyed them. And they just faced Carlos Rodon 3 weeks ago. They've seen his stuff. I mean, like you could say the same thing about Kevin Gausman. But for me, man, the momentum's real. I mean, the offense is popping. I got to go with the Toronto Blue Jays. I actually took their money line because it's kind of crazy. You're 10-0 at home. in the last 10 games, and your offense has been putting up a lot of runs. Give me the Blue Jays. I'm feeling good about this one. I'll take Blue Jays slight win here. That's why I'm not taking the spread. Give me the Blue Jays of, I don't know. Give me a 5-4 victory. A classic 5-4.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm definitely not going to be betting against the Jays right now, so I will also take the money line. I am a little bit more nervous than I think I'm letting on for this one.
Yeah, me too, man.
But fuck, I mean, like they're just so good. They just keep winning. It's
so
like at some point, it's like you just got to acknowledge like the greatness that is on our television screen every evening. And I mean, it just keeps happening. I don't know how it's happening.
I have no clue, but it's happening, guys. Let us know in the comments down below if you're going to be taking those lines on Betway. The next game we've got right here, as I'm pulling up, producer, I'm pulling it up. We've got game 2, Schlitter. We got a guy named Schlitter up against Scherzer. Battle of the Shuz. I'm gonna smash just a win right here for the Blue Jays. Who the hell is Schlitter?
I mean, if I'm not gonna give Carlos Rodon a win,
I'm not giving Schlitter a win.
Yeah, that just cannot happen. So yeah, obviously Toronto Blue Jays are gonna win this one.
Oh yeah,
Yankees are gonna be so far in the dirt. They're gonna be 55-46 at this point. Blue Jays will have 60 wins come Tuesday evening, which, by the way, we are also going to be live for that game as well. So back-to-back live streams this week, just because it is such a crucial series, and then we'll see what we do for that Detroit series. I assume a couple live streams in that one as well, because that's obviously a big one too. But Blue Jays take their second win right here. Final game against the Yankees. This is where we drop one. It's Max Fried on the bump up against Chris Passan. I know that we've beat him before. I know that he's very, very good.
It's just one of those things where,
the Yankees one
you got we can't. If we sweep them again at home, oh my God, my ego is gonna be so inflated.
It's gonna be crazy.
So inflated.
Dude, I will be tweeting at Michael K. Like
crazy,
an animal.
Because that after that will be 6 games above them. 6-game lead, dude. We're gonna be chilling. We'll go to Detroit, split 2, and I'm like, we're
whatever,
we're chilling.
No big deal.
But we did, to your point, we did get him last time he was in Toronto. 4 earned runs in 6 innings, but you're right. It's just we can't just predict a sweep of our division rival right here. One of the better teams in the AL.
Yeah, he is 11-3. He is very, very good. So I say Blue Jays lose this one. Blue Jays still win the series 2-1.
Also, people in the chat are saying I wasn't even privy to this. Apparently, Fried's got some injury issues right now. What's going on? Fried is having a blister issue. He's not 100%.
Well, that could change things.
We're sweeping them.
Yeah.
We're sweeping them, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 13 straight wins at home. We sweep the Yankees 7-0 at home this year. Let's go. All right, I'm changing it.
There you go. Hop on the bandwagon, everybody. Also, too, I saw that you tweeted this out. What a reassuring statistic. It is, I
think I'm going to go find it. Yeah.
Go find it. Toronto Blue Jays, as it stands right now, being 58-41. If they go one game over 500 for the rest of the season, one game, 32-31, that's so manageable, worse than how they've been playing. They will win 90 games. Probably not enough to win the division, but almost assuredly enough to make playoffs, which at the end of the day, like if you would tell me that, we got to go basically 500 for the rest of the way to make playoffs. Like
obviously if we go 32-31, I'm gonna feel very not confident.
I'll be disappointed.
I'm gonna be very not confident, but if we continue at the pace we're at, we'll win 95 games, which is effectively the win of the division, and we get a bye, and we're feeling very good. So obviously I'd rather that, but again, it's comforting knowing we can just be mid, and we can watch the playoff games,
because it feels almost unreasonable for me to assume that we're going to be this good for the rest. Like there's got to be the Yankees are having a fall off, the Dodgers have scuffled. Like there's so many of these good teams that are having moments in time where they're not playing good baseball.
We had that moment in April.
You gotta hope, right? You gotta hope that's our one moment,
right? And it's crazy too, because like we brought up earlier, like their first in batting average. It's like, well, take into consideration, they were like 20th, or I don't remember what it was, but it was not good. It was like bottom 10 at one point.
Also, Drew Gamer, Drew Gamer says 2021 we missed the playoffs with 94 wins. Not true. We missed the playoffs with 91 wins that year.
Yeah.
91 wins. However, keep in mind, we were 4th in our division with 91 wins.
And there wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, the additional wild card that year. It was only 2 wild card spots, if I'm not mistaken,
I can't
ladies and
remember
gentlemen.
that aspect of things, but I know for sure it was 91 wins, and we were 4th, and it came down to that final game where Boston won, finishing with 92 wins, and then taking the 3rd spot in the AL East. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was only 2 because I remember the lockout happened, and that's when they added the additional wild card game. Or additional wild card team. So, literally, like, in today's modern baseball, we would have made it. So
yes,
yeah.
And also as well,
the division was on crack.
Yeah, the division was on crack that year. If the Toronto Blue Jays finished with 91 wins, there is no way in hell that they would be 4th in the division.
No.
So 91 wins in this, AL as it stands today, that should be good enough to at least secure a wild card.
Yeah, and like especially where everyone's at right now in this American League, like it's very like I love Jeff Passan tweeted out. He's like, there's no like clear. Obviously, people saying Detroit's the best team in baseball, but they're best team in baseball by like 2 games.
I was
There's
looking
no
at
clear dog.
I was looking at the standings today. I mean, the best team in baseball, the Detroit Tigers, they are very, very good. They've only won 60% of their games.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you really think about it, it's like, so they just go 6 out of 10 every time. Like that's not like overwhelming dominance.
Yeah,
right?
like what is that? 60%. So 162 times 0.6. You're gonna win. Yeah, you're gonna win 97 games. Okay, that's a lot. But like
no one over 100.
No one's getting over 100 on that pace right now. So there's no dominant team.
Yeah, 97 wins is good. Very, very good.
I guess if we're gonna talk about dominance, you can say the Toronto Blue Jays are dominant because they're up there. They're on pace for 95.
Top 5 team in all of baseball at this current juncture.
Let's go.
Let's get to the final segment of this video, folks. It is time to spin the wheel.
The spinning fortune ball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week.
It is, in fact, a wheel that we spin every single week. It was a good week for me last week. I picked up some off the Home Run Derby at the beginning. Then Adam clawed one back from that weekend series. It's now back to being my week with a 2-stat advantage entering into the second half.
Yeah, for those who missed it, as you can see on the screen right here, Clement and Unk against each other for worst J. I mean, literally, George was almost the best J of the week. And then you had Unk and Barger both with 1K split. Runs for Vladimir Vo, they both had 2, so that was a split. Pretty good week for those lads.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, I hated betting against Unk, but I just didn't know what else to do, and I guess I learned my lesson. It's my week. Can we get a bonus player? Where are we going to start things off?
Let's see. And
if
also,
there's
guys,
a J killer, it'd be. Oh, I was just literally
J
about
killer.
to say it. There's so many good options for J killer. However, I am so locked in my conviction with what I have to do here.
I know what you're gonna do.
You know what I'm gonna do. You can write it in because I want to make sure you know what I'm gonna do.
It's Scooble.
It is.
Yeah.
It is gonna be. It is gonna be Tarek Scooble. I mean.
That's okay. See, now that I know that Freed's hurt, like I'm actually. Oh, Judge. I can't pick Judge. I gotta pick.
I think for J Killer we allowed that. Did we not?
I thought we had to pick the same category.
Do we?
Because it's like, how do you compare Judge and?
Right.
Because I would absolutely pick Judge. Like fudge. Everyone say Judge. I can't pick Judge. Guys.
Well, tell you what. How about this? I'll allow you to pick Judge if how we do it then is
war?
Well, what we'll do is we can leave now.
We'll leave it up to the chat.
We'll leave it up to the chat. Yeah.
All right.
We'll put their slashes in, and we'll be like, who got us the most here?
I'll go Judge then. I'll go one of the best hitters in baseball. I'll go Judge.
Yeah,
I'll go
I
Judge.
think that's super
All
reasonable.
right,
I got the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
You got the best hitter in baseball. I mean, it's one of the two right there. So that was J Killer. Let's spin this thing and see what the second category is going to be.
Let's go. I love how you see one flapping down there. It is bonus player. It is flapping. Ooh, it goes right by it, and it's going to be stolen bases.
For crying out loud. Go ahead. I don't care about this one.
All right. Who got stolen bases? We got to go last 15 because it's been kind of... We had the All-Star break. It's Guerrero's got 2. George got 2. Let's go, Unk. Let's go, Unk. You're going to get some stolen bases. Springer, Malstraw, Unk, Springer.
It's Springer by a wide margin at this point, actually. Like, it's just... There's nothing to be done there.
Playing, so
Jimenez isn't here, so it has to be Springer. Can I see the stats again?
Yeah.
I mean, am I really about to do Vlad?
Yo, last 30 days, I think it has been. Vlad's been second.
With 3.
Yeah, dude, he's been stealing.
All right.
Do it.
Whatever.
All right, Vlad.
I guess it's got to be.
How, like, just imagine picking Vladdy for stolen bases at the beginning of the season. You'd be like, dude, am I punting? Like, what's going on here?
Dude, I can't pick my favorite Atlanta because my favorite is Kirk. And he's going to get 0.
He will get 0.
Yeah, like he will assure. At least Vladdy's got like a chance to get 1. Silly cat. We need a stolen base threat, man.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Ross. Get us somebody at the trade deadline or cook in the offseason. Final category right here. You guys let us know in the chat, by the way, who you think's winning this week. So if I give you the bonus, nope,
not
there
the bonus
goes.
player, and it's gonna be.
Oh,
we got to spin again.
It's gonna be worse, Jay. I thought, but
that would have been fun.
Couldn't quite get there.
Okay, here we go. Is it gonna be bonus? No.
Nope, and it wants.
Worst Jay.
Listen, the spin don't lie. Worst Jay, you kind of popped off last week with this one, picking Ernie Clement. Can I see the statistics again there?
Let's go 15 days. Worst Jay that gets a lot of playing time is definitely Ernie Clement. He's got a 426 OPS. I would absolutely be picking that guy.
That's where I got to go.
Yep.
I have to go there. There's just no other option. Everybody else is actually playing really, really well, and Ernie should still get enough playing time to qualify here.
Now, with all that being said, I got to pick someone who has a potential to be bad. Oh, man. Loperfito's been so good. Oh, man. Like, it's like literally everyone's doing so good.
Everyone's doing great, man.
Nathan Lucas? Like, that's the only, like, chat. Well, who should we go for? I can't pick a pitcher. Because it's going to give me an offensive player.
You know who I would go with, seriously? I would go with Vlad.
Vlad, he's bad. He's got an OPS of 821 in the last 15 days.
Eyeball test hasn't lied to me, man. I mean, look, you go with
I can't go against my guy after I just like gassed him up and said he's on the verge of coming around. I'm gonna go Lucas and hope that Clement like finds it this week, and like Lucas's like ceiling is kind of capped. So I'm gonna go Lucas. Yes, dude, Vlad.
Hey,
I will not. It will
that's
lift the
actually,
BJ. That's true. Actually.
That would be a great one there, Drew. Yeah,
it would lift the curse if I said he would be the worst. That's
exactly.
true.
Adam just can't let his
Can't
pride
do it.
go, though.
He's
got to support his guy.
That's right.
Fair enough.
For my guy.
I understand it. Folks, you let us know in the comments down below. What do you think about everything that we talked about here? Toronto Blue Jays offense popping off. Trade deadline coming up. The injury updates. We're going to be live later tonight for this New York Yankees game. We'll have a podcast coming out tomorrow morning, and then we're going to go live again for tomorrow's game. It feels like playoff time. It feels like all of this is meaningful baseball, because guess what? It is meaningful baseball. And those New York Yankees, they may not think that we're deserving of the #1 spot in the division. Take a look at the standings, folks, because that's where we are.
And you know what? We're going to celebrate like it is the World Series this week. If we go on and beat these guys, like it's the World Series in Toronto.
It straight up in their face.
Absolutely. Guys, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. $4 a month to become a YouTube member. Shout out and thank you to all of our current YouTube members. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hit that like, smash subscribe button. Oh, you did.
I already did that. I just did that.
Yeah, okay. I was looking at. I wasn't even listening to you because I was looking at Arasimi's thing, being like, "Wait, Nick, did you do your series prediction?" And I did, because Arasimi always asks what my betting line. Arasimi, if I was you, Blue Jays win tonight, but they only win by 1. See if you can bet on that.
Just take money line.
Take money line.
It's 2 times your money.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I took the money line. Take the money line.
Feels very reasonable. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time, and as always,
go Jays, go!